Chapter. And would you all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Zurlo, would you please conduct a roll call?
Certainly. Mr. Castine.
I'm here.
Mr. Pizzaio.
Here.
Mr. Hall has asked to be excused this evening. Mr. Henry.
Here.
Mr. Hughes.
Here.
Mr. Kretzer.
Here.
Mr. Perrier.
Here.
Mr. Conacher.
Here.
Mr. Timmons. Here. Ms. Walter.
Here.
Thank you, sir. At this time, I'd like to go out of order. I'd like to entertain a motion to waive 13.2 for a personnel matter. I have a motion by Legislator Hughes, second by Legislator Timmons. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Zurlo. Deputy Administrator Goodwin, would you please read the resolution we're going to act upon?
Resolution 785, honoring Michael E. Zurlo as the newly elected New York State Association of Counties President.
I dropped my pen. I can't talk without a pen in my hand. It's all the legislature always likes to have the time to honor people. And it's especially gratifying when we get to honor one of our own. We're all very familiar with Mike and what he does and how well he does it. Day after day, year after year. It's been many years with this county. So we all know how valuable and how much we rely on Mike. But this really isn't about that, this resolution. This resolution is to congratulate Michael on being nominated and elected as president of the New York State Association of Counties. And the best part of that is now, the rest of New York State will get to know how much we think of Michael and what a great asset he is, not only to us here, the folks at home, but to the rest of New York State. So, we have a resolution. Whereas Clinton County is only as strong as the individuals who serve it and who give exemplary service, and whereas attended to such concerns and in full accord with long-standing tradition, the Clinton County Legislature is justly proud to honor Clinton County Administrator Michael E. Zurlo for his recent appointment as president to the New York State Association of Counties, and whereas over the course of Mr. Zurlo's more than 20 years at the helm of Clinton County, he has had a transformative impact on state policy, including ensuring the state got county Medicaid costs in 2005 and Medicaid growth in 2012. Whereas Mr. Zurlo, throughout his tenure, has worked tirelessly to ensure reasonable and fair tax rates for the residents of Clinton County and has stewarded many major economic development projects such as the relocation of the Plattsburgh International Airport. And whereas Mr. Zurlo's many years of experience in service to Clinton County and NYSEC have enabled him to effectively advocate on behalf of New York's counties and successfully engage with state and federal lawmakers. In the interest of all states, county leaders from the 62 counties across New York State, and whereas in 2019, when the state began diverting county sales tax dollars to the Aid to Municipalities program, Mr. Zurlo led a delegation from Clinton County that successfully advocated for state lawmakers to end this diversion. And whereas Mr. Michael E. Zurlo has been named the 78th president of the New York State Association of Counties, only the second president to have served from Clinton County. Now therefore, be it resolved, the Clinton County Legislature pauses its deliberations to publicly honor Michael E. Zurlo for being named to this prestigious position and acknowledge his efforts to make not just this county, but all counties in New York State a better place for their residents. And be it further resolved, a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed be transmitted to Michael E. Zurlo. May I have a motion? Motion by Legislator Hughes. Second by Legislator Kretzer. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Congratulations.
surprising. Last time, my wife and my parents were in this chamber when they surprised me with my appointment as county administrator. So truly an honor. Listen, what I do is because I love Clinton County, I love public service, and I love New York State. So it's an honor. I want to thank my wife, my family. She's gonna play a larger role at home. I want to thank Kim. She's gonna play a larger role at work. And thank you for affording me the opportunity. So that means a lot. I truly take pride in not only working with each and every one of you, but for the residents of Clinton County. And now in my new role as president of the Association of Counties, I will be advocating on our behalf and all 62 counties' behalf. It's a great policy that benefits county government in the state of New York. So thank you very much. I don't like to be surprised. Thank you again.
All legislators have received a copy of the stenographer's minutes of the September 28th, 2022 regular session. If there are no additions, deletions, or corrections, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes. I have a motion by Legislator Waldron and a second by Legislator Zurlo. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. At this time, I'd like to welcome Troop 8039B and 8039G of the Boy Scouts of America, City of Plattsburgh, division to our legislative meeting. Their attendance tonight fulfills a requirement for a merit badge, is that correct?
Yes.
On the rights, duties, and obligations of citizenship.
Yeah.
So we welcome you here tonight. We're glad to see you. I understand that you are going to give us a couple minutes on the difference between a republic and a democracy. Is that correct?
That's what they said.
Am I mistaken? Welcome. We're glad you're here. We're glad to see you.
Now it's again.
I will now recognize those in the audience who wish to share their thoughts and concerns with the legislature. Please raise your hand if you wish to be recognized and state your name and address when you come to the podium in accordance with the rules of order. So we have this one, two, three. Okay, I got three. Okay. All right, well, I don't want to miss anybody, so we'll go down through. 5 minutes. I'll be right with you. We're going to start with you in just a second. I want to turn my phone off so it doesn't ring when we're doing this. Okay, go ahead, ma'am. Please state your name and address.
My name is Janice Padula. I live at 114 Legree Road in Cherubusco in the town of Clinton. At your last meeting, I spoke briefly about proposing a ban on the use of biosolids and gave you some literature to review. I am here tonight to answer any questions you may have about that information. But before I answer any questions, I just want to explain to you why this is so important and timely. As we end the growing and harvesting season this October, farmers all over the county are planning for next year's soil preparation and planting. We need to halt the use of the large amount of toxic chemical contaminants, including PFAS, this year. These emerging contaminants are present in Class A biosolids, as the sludge treated with lime only kills off most pathogens, but does nothing to reduce or destroy the over 700 toxic chemicals that will ultimately end up in our groundwater and soils forever. That's why they call them forever chemicals. The state of Maine and Michigan recently set bans on eating both fish and wildlife due to the large amount of toxins found in the tissues of the animals. And as I said in the last meeting, they also banned the use of biosolids in April. Entire ecosystems have been destroyed and will require remediation to try and reduce further contamination. One area I failed to mention at the last meeting was where this waste comes from and what does it possibly contain. The locations where sludge comes from to this area is locations in Canada, Vermont, including Burlington, Plattsburgh, and the upper part of New York State. If you consider the industries that are in these areas, all that industrial waste is in that solid. If you consider the medical waste from UVM, CVPH, and other medical facilities, you can make yourself sick just thinking about it. Lastly, if you think of the pharmaceuticals that are excreted every day through feces, the enormous amount of these chemicals are also in biosolids. The diseases caused from exposure to these chemicals are cancer, neurological dysfunctions, reproductive disorders, endocrine disruption, etc. I can't help but ask, what would be the reason to allow the use of biosolids to continue next year in Clinton County? Why would we want to further pollute the soil, air, and groundwater with these chemicals and possible pathogens? What is our obligation to our children and grandchildren to provide them with clean water and safe food sources in the future? I'm asking you to hold a public meeting this month to allow the citizens of Clinton County to become involved in the discussion and solutions to this very complex and toxic problem. Let's ban the use of biosolids now. Any questions?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so very much.
Who, over on this side, who is next? Ma'am, you go ahead. Look out. Yes, ma'am.
I want to talk about the property taxes. They, because they are unfair, simply because they're not based on income. When you become a widow or widower and you're senior, what happens is your income gets half, at least, or less, especially for a woman. I've been widowed for 20 years, and I'm very disappointed that we had a reval of property this year because everybody's just getting up out of the COVID hot water business. The jobs and the money just isn't there. My own building has not been rented now since, so I'm at the poverty level. I just paid $6,300 in property taxes this year. That's 4 months of my income, $1,600 a month. I got another insurance for my building is at almost $2,000, and I buy long-term care insurance, $2,000. So there goes another 2.5 months. I've got 6.5 months of my income gone before I've started to eat. God help me if I have any unexpected thing. I got to keep the car. I got to keep the. You can't go anywhere. I can't hardly walk. First off, and I just want you to aware. I think that you've lost our citizens, senior citizens, at this point that they forget about us, and we're trying to do the best we can. But I said I have people coming to me in tears. I think it's probably because we were in the business years ago. We ended up supervisor for the town of Champlain, and I think that's probably why they come and asking me, what can we do? Can you help us? And I just want you aware that this is a serious problem, money-wise. Why don't they go with an income for that? I have if you took your total of your income for those properties and the total of the property, and you divided and got a unit, you could call it PINC. P for property dash income, INC, and you could have a fair, so that when people got increases at the end of the year, you'd have that income coming, and you wouldn't be putting us into out in the street because theoretically, you can't pay the taxes. What do? You advertise them for a couple of 3 years, and somebody else pays it, and you got to move. I don't want to move. I want to be taken out in a box. from my own home. I don't know what else I can tell you, but I said, I think you should be aware that a senior who is widow or widower should be given some consideration, when, especially these guys doing their budgets. I know what they do. A lot of them double everything so they be sure to get half of what they ask for. But I think that give us some more consideration, because when we went through the war with the rationing and stuff, we paved the way to give you a good life.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, go ahead.
I'm Marlene Beal from Rouse's Point, Village, Town of Champlain, Town of Clinton County.
Calvin said he'd vote for you. Calvin. Thank you very much, ma'am. On this side again. Yes, sir.
Well, that's a hard act to follow.
Yeah.
My name is Jeff Bernie. My address is 5 Church Road in Holden, Maine, so not a local. I'm here on behalf of Casella, environmental manager for them. And as the first speaker spoke on the biosolids issue, that is our business, one of our businesses. And we run a facility over in Chattahassee, New York, and the sources of the biosolids, as she noted, are from Canada, Vermont, New York, and the material is utilized in a lot of farms in this area, as well as some goes back to Vermont and other locations. But I know this is not the time to really get into a deep debate, but we would be happy to participate in any kind of public meeting, answer questions at any time. We brought some resources that we can leave with the legislature to look at on our own. And again, we're just here to try to protect a program that our farmers have found to be very valuable. So with that,
Can you just spell the last name, Jerry?
yes, it's MC, capital B, U-R-N-I-E. And I can leave my contact information.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Who would we leave the information with?
Would you step up
Right
and podium,
there?
please, sir?
Sure.
Oh, you just want to bring that up?
We can. Yeah.
Can you bring one copy?
Just one.
Yeah, sure, bring
We
that
have
up.
budgets, I don't know why.
I can do two, I mean.
We'll make copies.
No, I just need to save a couple copies. That's all.
Oh, yeah, we'll make any copies that are needed, we'll make it. Just leave it. Thank you, John. Anybody else on this side of the room?
Thank you very much.
Okay. I see our former chairman over there.
Try to lean out.
Welcome, sir.
You guys have a good night.
This side of the room.
Yeah,
Who would like to
just
start?
right around the ball.
Good evening. My name is Jerica. I reside in Moores, and tonight I'm here just to thank you. At the last regular meeting, Legislator Hughes proposed that the county legislature make a resolution opposing the so-called Concealed Carry Improvement Act, as many counties around the state have already done. The very next week, Legislator Castaigne's committee, the Public Safety Committee, met and included the proposal in their agenda. I attended that meeting, and I was there to make a statement regarding the unconstitutional legislation. I was pleased to see that in addition to the full committee, Legislator Desio attended the meeting, as well as several members of the community. After listening to the public, the committee reviewed the potential resolutions and had what was, in my opinion, very meaningful discussion. So again, I would like to thank the members of the Public Safety Committee and all of those who attended as guests. Witnessing elected officials and appointed officials who are open to listening to the public and to those with knowledge on the impact to themselves, their family, and their businesses in order to come to a fair solution for their constituents. That's democracy, and I was proud to witness it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Manning, did you follow up? Because I did try to piecemeal of what little I know, and this is going to sound great, the rifle thing on the card, that is in fact being done.
It is in fact being done. It's a $5 charge.
Yeah.
If you currently have a fiscal permit, you can go and get that
Correct.
endorsement out immediately.
Correct.
Thank you.
This side of the room again.
Going once, going twice. Did I miss anybody anywhere? Okay. Thank you all for your comments. You don't have to stick around if you don't want to. Now would be a good time to escape. Thank you very much. We will now go to committee reports. I will call the chairperson of each committee in alphabetical order by committee, starting with buildings and grounds.
Mr. Chairman, the Buildings and Grounds Committee has not met since the last regular session. The committee was polled on resolution 744 and 745 on the agenda. The next Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, October 17th at 4 p.m. End of report. Thank you.
Children and Family Services, Legislator Putnam.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Children and Family Services Committee meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, October 4th, was canceled. The committee was polled on resolution number 746 on the agenda. The next Children and Family Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, November 1st at 5:15 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Economic Development, County Operations, Legislator Walter.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Economic Development and County Operations Committee met earlier. David Randall, the Director of Information Technology, actually it was Casey, was present to discuss the resolution authorizing various contracts. Justin Ein of Plattsburgh, of the Plattsburgh YMCA, was also in attendance to provide a presentation to the committee. Molly Ryan, the Economic Development Director, was also present to discuss several topics, including website development, updates on the Clinton County Business Innovation Gateway, Fast New York, Beta Technologies, and a discussion on infrastructure funding. Resolutions 747 through 749 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The next Economic Development and County Operations Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, November 9th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Finance, Legislator Timmons.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Finance Committee met on Wednesday, October 5th. Rebecca Murphy, the Deputy County Treasurer, was present to discuss resolutions including authorizing contract with Peak Technologies Incorporated, authorizing contract with Govolution LLC, and authorizing contract extension with Armory Associates LLC. Ms. Murphy also discussed sales tax, the sales tax chart from New York State Association Counties, and the 2021 fiscal stress report. Mr. Zurlo reviewed the 2023 budget timeline with the committee. Resolutions 750 through 754 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The next Finance Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, November 2nd at 5:15 p.m. End of report.
Thank you very much. Health Committee, Legislator Hughes.
Thank you, sir. The Health Committee met on Wednesday, October 5th. Michelle Gregory, the Director of Community Services, was present to discuss resolutions including approving appointment of the Community Services Board and amending resolution number 660 dated September 14, 2022, titled Authorizing Contract Amendment with Behavioral Health Services North, BHSN, Inc. Jeffrey Sisson, Director of Public Health, was also present to discuss resolutions including authorizing breastfeeding, test feeding, and lactation, Friendly New York BFF.NY grant application, and also amending resolution number 75 dated February 9, 2022, titled Authorizing Contracts with Various Veterinary Offices, and authorizing payment of membership dues for 2023. Mr. Sisson also discussed the Director's Report for August 2022, the Health Department Report for September 2022, the Fall Safety Guide for 2022, and Clinton County Profiles in Public Health COVID-19. Resolutions 755 and 759 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The next Health Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, November 2nd at 4:15. End of report.
Thank you very much, sir. Human Services, Legislator Perrier.
Mr. Chairman, before I get into my report, I'd like to ask if somebody could give me some details on how that parking system out there is supposed to work.
The one in the Government Center parking lot.
It just started.
I believe we're looking to that.
So I just want to understand the question, how the system works, or?
How it works, what the payment.
Yeah, so obviously the only lot that it pertains to is the visitor's lot, which is the closest lot to the back door. The employee lot is not, just need the employee pass, the parking designated employees. So there are 2 kiosks that you have to come in or go to the kiosk and enter your license plate. Once your license plate is entered, you are essentially registered. There is a button on the kiosk to punch to receive your first hour free. So anybody doing business in Clinton County receives a free hour of parking to do their business in the government center. That being said, in order to get the hour free, you still need to go and register your vehicle at the kiosk. After that, does anybody know what the rates are? It's not the city determines the rates, but after that, you either can download the Park Mobile app, which provides you the opportunity to stay longer or to watch your timing, to see how long you've been parked. That is on a smartphone. You do not need to do that. The credit card, the machine, in fact, does take credit cards and change.
Well, I was told it's like $1 an hour after that.
After that, I believe.
And if you think you might be over an hour, you gotta put the money in the machine.
No, that's not necessary. You either can go back and put another amount of money in to extend your time, or, like I said, download that Park Mobile app. I have it, my son's college town. You punch in the code for the, you see on the green signs, it's whatever the code is, and then you can do it right from your telephone. You do not have to go back to it, but you do not have to. You want to be safe when you're entering your information the first time. You certainly can pay for more than you may need, but you don't have to do that.
Can you do it when you're done?
No.
If you run over, you have to run down and put quarters in it. Or
Unless the, it's not automatic when the city personnel is going to be scanning license plates. So there may be an opportunity that you can get an extra 15 minutes or so, depending on when she's or he's monitoring the lot. But you can't post and pay after you exceed your time if it's being monitored. Once the ticket's issued, the ticket's issued.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because I've got phone calls on it.
Yeah. It's going to be.
I didn't know enough about it to answer them, and I told them that.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's a change. It's a change. It's something that this body contemplated, geez, almost 2.5 years ago now. And it is, we have county staff out there every morning advising people and helping them use the kiosks. Not an obligation, but we chose to do that to make it a little easier. But yes, it's a change. It's a change because this is the first time these types of kiosks are used, in the city. So.
Now, 2.5 years ago, when we discussed this,
Yeah.
we entered an agreement with the
City
city.
of Plattsburgh, correct.
Well, first of all, the city gets the money for this.
The city gets the money, correct.
It's all the money. Now, did the city hold up their end of the bargain?
100%.
100%. Okay. That was the next question I had.
Yes. And your county staff and the city staff have very much have conversed on the topic. So yes. We did put additional signage up, trying to let everybody know that regardless if they're going to be here for less than an hour, there's still the obligation to go to the kiosk and punch your license plate in. Because even if you're here for 10 minutes, and you don't put your plate in, and your plate gets scanned by the enforcement personnel, you're in violation. So we need to let people know, and we have signage indicating all over the parking lot that you need to register. Even if you're gonna be here less than an hour, register your license plate.
And the next thing is you park on the street, it's free.
Correct. Well, this is only in the lots throughout the city of Plattsburgh.
The city lot, 2 hours free?
No, this is the only lot. to my knowledge, that has anything free associated with it, and that is part of our negotiation with the city.
I'm just asking a question so I can.
Yeah.
pass
This
along
is the
the
only
answer.
lot that there is a free option attached to it.
I think the streets is 2 hours, I think, right?
Right, but this,
I think what he's-
at this point, it's my understanding that the street is not being paid parking,
No,
just the lots.
but, okay. Yeah, but even at the 2 hour mark, you're gonna look at it.
Well, that's normal enforcement. Yeah, you still gotta follow the signs as they're there.
I'm trying to understand it, so.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
I'm sure that
Put me on the spot
me
here.
wanted to know about that.
Boy Scouts did.
Well, we just gave you that plaque, so I expected you to know.
You didn't vote no on it, did you?
No.
Your human services
Okay.
board, sir.
Human Services Committee meeting scheduled for Tuesday, October 4th was canceled. The committee was pulled on resolution 760 on the agenda. The next Human Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, November 1st at 4:15. End of report.
Thank you very much. Personnel, the Personnel Committee met on Monday,
Can I
October
say
3rd.
one more thing on parking? All handicap spots are exempted from the kiosk, any paid parking. So handicap spots, everything I just told you is irrelevant.
Okay, and it ends at 4, right?
And the time is from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sorry.
Personnel Committee met on Monday, October 3rd. Resolution 761 through 773 have been placed on today's agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The next Personnel Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, November 7th at 5 p.m. Plattsburgh International Airport, I believe you have that.
Yes, on behalf of Chairman Hall, the Plattsburgh International Airport Committee has not met since last regular session, and the next PAC committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for October 26th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Public Safety and Legislature Castine.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, Public Safety Committee met on Monday, October 3rd. Andrew Wiley, the district attorney, was present to discuss the resolution authorizing out-of-state travel. Eric Day, the Director of Emergency Services, was also present to discuss resolutions, including authorizing various contracts for the year 2023 and authorizing payment of membership dues. The committee also discussed the recently sanctioned firearms statute. Resolutions 774 through 778 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendations. The next Public Safety Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, November 7th at 4 p.m. End of report. But on the kiosk thing, it's nowhere near where you drive in. I don't know how you expect people to walk over there to get, when I drive in, the kiosk is between the two driveways.
There is a second kiosk in the parking lot right next to the building.
It says pay here. That's
Correct.
one.
2 of them. One out by the road, one by the government center, sidewalk,
And
right in front of Board of Elections windows.
And your discussion on this must have been more than 2.5 years ago, because I was not part of it. And I bet it's
3 years ago?
Or maybe.
4 years ago?
Yeah.
Let's blame Mr. Brown.
I was not part of it, I would have been a negative. Thank you, end of report.
Yes, sir, thank you. Transportation, Legislator Kretzer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Transportation Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Transportation Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, October 17th at 5:15 p.m. And that's the end of the report.
Thank you. Liaison reports, Board of Health, Legislator Bodger.
The next Board of Health meeting is scheduled for next Monday, 7 p.m. And other than that, no report.
Chamber of Commerce, Legislator Bodger.
No report.
Community College and Legislator Besiah.
No report, Chair.
Community Services Board, Legislator Castine.
No report?
Cooperative Extension, Legislator Timmons.
No report.
Discipline Review, 0, right, Ken?
Right.
Grievance Committee, the same. Intercounty, Legislator Walden.
Yes, Clinton County will be hosting the Intercounty of the Adirondacks meeting on Thursday, October 27th. I hope to see many of you there. Jake Goldman and Lane Newton of Beta Technologies will be conducting a tour of their facility for the committee with lunch to follow at Buster's Restaurant. Please let Aaron know there is a menu choice if you're planning on attending. Under the board.
LC and LG, yes, LC and LG Regional Planning Board, Legislator Hughes and Kretzer.
Sure. LCLG meeting, actually, we were able to host it here in this room yesterday. And we received reports from the director, the economic development coordinator, the junior planner, and then we also heard from the loan committee. We heard about the results of the 2022 Forward Together Conference, which was a great success. We were also able to take board action to create a new position of Assistant Economic Development Coordinator to help with the growing volume of work, great work that they're doing. And that's pretty much about it.
And Beth Phillips also wanted us to mention that they're there. If any of your towns in your areas are looking for grants or any financial, small businesses in your area, they have money to lend. They'd love you as president and would like a bigger footprint in Clinton County.
And not just grants, finding the grants, but also helping to facilitate the grants.
Yeah, which is huge. And a big thanks to Dave Randall at IT. He set up the room, his staff, not just Dave. They did a great job of helping us out, and I think it went off great.
I think it was the first time that we actually saw the live stream, and it was what everyone else was seeing on the other end, and I was amazed that the room looked great. You could see everyone, you could even see the speaker. It was perfect.
Excellent. Soil and Water, Legislators Berrier and Timmons.
Nothing to report other than the tire recycling is tomorrow 1 to 4, but you have to pre-register, so you don't know if you may be able to show up tomorrow if they have a room, but not a guarantee that you'll be able to recycle tires.
Is there a way to call tomorrow prior to going?
They usually have their staff working there, so there may not be anybody there to answer the phone. That's the only problem.
That's got a call.
Yes.
Thank you, Rob. And Workforce Development Board, Legislator Kretzer, no report. All right. Staff members, Ms. Gallagher, do you have any?
I would like to request an executive session tonight to discuss contractual matters and litigation.
Okay, Mr. Zurlo.
I would also like to participate in that executive session, sir, to discuss the sale and lease of real property.
Okay. The resolutions. Before voting on the resolutions, I want to note that the majority of the resolutions have been thoroughly discussed by the appropriate committees, and the legislature is taking action tonight based in large part on the recommendation of those committees. Mr. Zurlo, would you please read the resolutions to be acted upon?
Certainly. Resolution 744, authorizing the purchasing agent to solicit bids for the purchase of a one-ton, single-axle, regular cab, heavy-duty, four-wheel drive pickup truck, buildings and grounds.
Motion, Legislator Pizzato. Second, Legislator Timmons. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 745, authorizing contract amendment with KAS Incorporated, buildings and grounds.
Motion, Legislator Pizzato. Second, Legislator Waldron. Discussion? Roll call.
Berrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 746, authorizing the Youth Bureau to file an application for state aid for youth sports education program allocations and authorizing various contracts. Youth Bureau.
Did you say youth?
Two youths,
Two youth. Motion, Legislator Potiker. Second, Legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Berrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 747, authorizing various contracts, information technologies.
Motion, Legislator Waldron. Second, Legislator Castine. Discussions? Roll call.
Ms. Berrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 748, approving the reappointment of Mary R. Dyer as Board of Elections Commissioner, Board of Elections.
Legislator Waldron, 5-4.
5-4, please.
5-4 it is. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you.
Resolution number 749, approving the appointment of David J. Suyer IV as Board of Elections Commissioner, Board of Elections.
Legislator Timmons, 5-4.
Please.
5-4 it is. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Congratulations.
Resolution number 750, awarding bid for the removal of trash and recyclables purchasing.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Brea?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 751, authorizing contract with Peak Technologies Incorporated Treasurer's Office.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Pizzaio. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Brea?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution number 752, authorizing contract with Govolution LLC Treasurer's Office.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Brea?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 753, authorizing contract extension with Armory Associates LLC Treasurer's Office.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Brea?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 754, amending Resolution 627 dated September 8, 2021, titled authorizing contract with Conica Minolta Premier Finance Central Stores.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Boddicker. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Brea?
Yeah.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 755, approving appointment to the Community Services Board, Mental Health and Addiction.
Legislator Hughes, 5-4. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 756, amending Resolution 660 dated September 14, 2022, titled authorizing contract amendment with Behavioral Health Services North Incorporated, Mental Health and Addiction.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Brea?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 757, authorizing breastfeeding, chest feeding, and lactation-friendly New York grant application, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hughes, second, legislator Pizzaio. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Brea?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 758, amending resolution number 75 dated February 9, 2022, titled authorizing contracts with various veterinary offices, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hughes, second, legislator Waldron. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Brea?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution number 759, authorizing payment of membership dues for 2023, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hughes, second, legislator Waldron. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Brea?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution number 760, authorizing contract amendment with the Joint Council for Economic Opportunity, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Brea?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 761, approving backfill of permanent full-time airport maintenance worker 2, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Waldron. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 762, approving backfill of permanent full-time airport maintenance worker 2, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Waldron, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 763, approving backfill of a permanent full-time airport maintenance worker 1, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hughes, second, legislator Perrier. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 764, approving the creation of a permanent full-time laborer position, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 765, approving backfill of a permanent full-time motor equipment operator 2, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer, second, legislator Pizzaio. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 766, approving backfill of permanent full-time motor equipment operator 1, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 767, approving backfill of a permanent full-time motor equipment operator 1, Highway.
Motion, legislator Kretzer, second, legislator Bonneker. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 768, approving backfill of permanent full-time caseworker position, social services.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 769, approving the backfill of a permanent full-time senior typist, health department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer, second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 770, approving the reclassification of a permanent full-time public health nurse position down to a permanent full-time public health educator position, health department.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 771, approving the backfill of a permanent full-time nurse's aide nursing home.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 772, approving backfill of permanent full-time nurse's aide nursing home.
Motion, legislator Kretzer, second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 773, approving backfill of permanent full-time nurse's aide nursing home.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion.
Under discussion, Kim, maybe it's worth the legislature, those not on personnel committee, what the applications that came in?
For the volunteers?
No, not for the volunteers, but on the Indeed. Did we have?
Well, we did have 5 new hires at new hire orientation, all for the nursing home. It was 1 RN, 2 LPNs, a CNA, and a environmental services person. That was very promising. And it does appear that we're getting LPN applicants on Indeed.com this last couple weeks.
Any further discussion, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 774, authorizing Bulletproof Vest Partnership Program grant application and acceptance. Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Burrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 775, authorizing the Department of Criminal Justice Services Tri-County Special Response Team Program grant application and acceptance. Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Burrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 776, authorizing out-of-state travel, District Attorney's Office.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Burrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Burrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 777, authorizing various contracts for the year 2023, emergency services.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Burrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 778, authorizing payment of membership dues, emergency services.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Burrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 779, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the New York State Office of Children and Family Services, Grant, District Attorney's Office, Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Potiker. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Burrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 780, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Child Advocacy Center, Grant, District Attorney's Office, Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Burrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 781, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Child Advocacy Center, Mobile Grant, District Attorney's Office, Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Burrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 782, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for youth recreation, youth bureau.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Potiker. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 783, opposing the Concealed Carry Improvement Act, signed into law as Chapter 371 of the laws of 2022 Legislature.
Legislator Castine, 5-4?
Certainly.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And Resolution 784, congratulating Rob McCullough on achieving his 500th career milestone win as coach of the Shazy Boys varsity soccer team.
I would ask for 5-4 on this. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We have, 13.2 slow.
You're already in 13.
Well, not that, I'm in real one. I don't think we do.
No, but when we, if
Come out, we'll see.
you come out, you do not need to waive it, you already waived Rule 13.
Just that specific.
No,
Carried.
for today.
That's okay. Does anyone else have anything to come before the legislature? I'd like to entertain a motion to go into executive session. Motion legislator Cresser, second by legislator Berrier. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We'll go into executive session in just a minute. Joe, did we miss you?
6:36.
All right, folks, we're live.
Meeting, going back.
Yes, Joseph.
To be acted upon.
How are you?
Okay, Chairman, we have decided to move forward with 2 resolutions after the executive session. Shall I read those titles, sir?
Yeah, hold on just 1 second. Go ahead.
786 and 787.
Yep, go ahead.
Resolution 786, authorizing the chairperson to execute a memorandum of agreement by and between the County of Clinton, the Civil Service Employees Association, Local 1000, AFSCME, AFL-CIO, Clinton County Unit 6450 and 6466 of Local 884 personnel.
May I have a motion? Motion by legislator Cresser, second by legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And resolution number 787, awarding request for proposals for the purchase of the Clinton County Skilled Nursing Facility Legislature.
Motion, legislator Henry, second, legislator Berrier. Any discussion?
Although it's not in the title, the resolve clause is that the award would go to personal health care.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We have with us, somebody have a question? Teresa Creedy from Personal Health Care. Teresa, would you mind speaking to the legislature for a minute or 2 or 3 or 4?
Yes, I listen to.
They've got all night, so take your time.
Yeah, it's really a pleasure meeting them, so, well, an introduction. First and foremost, thank you very much, and it is a privilege and honor to have given this opportunity to be able to continue the county's legacy of serving the skilled nursing services in this county. So thank you again, and we really look forward to working to continue that legacy. And side note too, this kind of gives me a little flashback in 1988, so a little bit about myself. My first career was I'm a nursing home administrator. I've been a nursing home administrator since 1988. Montgomery County gave me the opportunity to be at my first job as a nursing home administrator. And since then, I'm always grateful for that opportunity to have learned, because I've learned so much through the county, sitting there listening to the flashback of getting approval, so I can truly appreciate the decision-making that the county does but I remember some challenges that I've had to try to explain. Hopefully I explained myself enough about the needs of the nursing home and what I needed for the facility, so I can definitely appreciate that. And that's where I can also appreciate where we help personal health care, and hence that's why we're called personal health care, is who we are. And I think during this transition, our passion for the residents and who we are, and that's what we do best. I had the privilege of working with this company. There's 3 owners. 2 of the 3 are which are nursing home administrators like myself. So they truly understand the nature of the business, the challenges that we're dealing with right now. But we are all part of a big family, and we are always sharing resources, sharing ideas and thoughts. We're never alone. So I think that brings a lot to our company and the success of where we are with where we've built the facilities that we now operate. We have, including myself, who again I would be a really active participant here in the facility. Our philosophy is happy staff, happy residents. I think during this transition, it is very important through our experiences of acquiring other facilities that communication is essential. And what I mean by communication is that we want to make sure we have various methods of communicating to the staff. Because again, any change, the fear is frightening. We want to make sure we're transparent, and I think we want to make sure the staff understand what we're looking at, our expectations, as well as what their expectations are, and make sure that they're in alignment with each other. Because again, it's so easy to get misconceptions and rumors, and what we were going to do is, make sure that the staff clearly knows anything that you have a question of, please to see us, because you need to go to the source, not, things that you've heard. And that'll help the transition with making sure the residents have not even realized there was a change of ownership. And again, when we're going to do meet and greet with the residents, we're going to do meet and greet with the families, the community, and the staff, so that they get to know us all and understand who we are, and that we're human just like everybody else. And I think the most important thing is that every employee in that organization is truly valued, and each position is critically equal to the other one for the success of the organization. We can't have anybody in laundry, vacancy, nursing, dietary. Everybody's important to make it successful. So I think that message is going to be received and delivered loud and clear. Some of the things we do too with retention, every day when I go to a facility, we're talking about what are we doing to make sure staff are happy, we retain staff, are we giving them the right tools to do their jobs. I think the message also is we have the Pride program, and we've mentioned that before too, and the Pride program basically says you should be proud of who you are, what you do, and where you work, always. And again, so we can, I think going back to the communication, I think it's important that they understand that. And again, so as we learn the staff, the facilities, and they learn us, that's why I think it's important to make sure that we are present and they're heard. I was telling the union members too, I think anything when we talk about in any business on a scale of 1 to 10, I think what's critically important is the salaries always has to be competitive, but 1 and 2 is the staff feel valued and they are heard and we receive feedback. Those are the 2 key components that we see when staff are engaged. And I just quick want to share one little thing that myself, as my career as a nursing home administrator have grown with this company, American Healthcare Association, we're members of that, and NISHPA also. And American Healthcare Association, I volunteer hours every year to be a gold quality examiner. What that means is, I don't know if you ever heard of the Malcolm Belger's performance excellence criteria. What it is schools use it, and they're principles of quality. And ACA adopted that for nursing homes. And what that means is you adopt these principles, it's all about processes, evaluating your processes continually for the quality journey. So I was very intrigued by that. I said I'm going to go become a gold examiner so I can be the teacher and take it back to the facility. So A facility that receives gold status is basically your top on 10% of the nation's best performing facilities that have sustained quality outcomes in the last 4 years for them to achieve that gold level status, and it's very challenging. I think in New York, maybe one home received out in Buffalo, maybe back in 1996, that's it. So our homes are on that journey. I've got four or five homes that received the bronze level, 2 received the silver, and are working towards the gold. So I think that too, we will adopt those principles to continue that journey as well. So I think that's a little bit about us and our passion for who we are, and we look forward to really, again, partnering with you again and partnering with the facility, the staff, and the community, and branching off again, because I don't know, I failed to mention that personal Plattsburgh Rehabilitation Center is one of our homes right now, so I spent the day up there today working with the staff, and that's a pleasure coming here. So.
Thank you very much.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you. We're also excited. Now we'll let the lawyers do what they do. And thank you, Teresa. I greatly appreciate you taking the time.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anything further? Joe City, thank you for being here. Thank you for all you guys did on this. Sure. Wander right on up. You know the way.
I think.
Hey, that's enough.
I'm glad to know I came to know you well. I didn't know you had this sense of humor. I know Mr. Zurlo did, although it's somewhat skewed. But ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the Legislature, my name is Joe Russo. The first thing I'm going to do is do this. You know me as that person. 222 South Bruce Street, apartment number 1. January 10th, 1986, I was fortunate enough to be hired as a probation officer. I have to tell the story, Michael, I know you've heard it ad nauseum. When I was a youth, 1970, some of you were adults, some of you were not. Yet, the Vietnam War was raging. I wanted to be a United States Marine. I wanted to be a United States Marine since I was 14. My father pulled me aside. He was a World War II veteran. He said, Joseph, I know you want to serve the country, but this is not your war. If I have to, I'll ship your ass to Canada, but you're not going to Vietnam. He said, but you can't serve the country, serve the public. I said, what does that mean? He goes, serve the public. Serve your fellow man and woman. I had no clue what he meant until January 10th, 1986. I became a county employee. That was 36 years, 10 months ago, and 2 hours. I don't know if it was 2 hours, but it was 36 years and 10 months ago. I've been very fortunate to be able to serve the citizens of Clinton County for that long. I am retiring. Not necessarily of my own volition, but nonetheless I am retiring. I just want to thank everybody in this room. I want to thank Clinton County, and moreover, I want to thank the citizens of Clinton County for allowing me to serve.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Anything further, Cindy?
That was 3.
Nothing? No, you don't have to.
Well, I would like to know who the next president of the union is going to be.
Cindy Gallipio will ascend to the president. Good help, God help you all, especially you, Jackie. No, she'll do a fine job. I don't have to worry about. In 1992, the then Secretary of CSA came up and said, I was doing my term. She was said, you fulfilled your most important job. I said, well, what's that? She was finding your successor. I said, I've been here 3 goddamn years. You trying to get rid of me already? Well, I didn't realize it then. I'm sure you all understand that we need to find something to replace us to make sure whatever we've done carries on. She's going to do the job, as is the rest of the executive board. I can walk off into the sunset, or the airport, as it were, with no reservations that this union will carry on, that the relationship between the union and management will continue, perhaps grow, improve. From what I'm hearing, if this lady is as good as her word, I don't think there's any question that it will improve. So, yes, is she the new president? She was really good today. She said, I don't think I can ever do as good a job as she was.
All right, well, thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We look forward to it all. Thank you for all you've done, not just on this issue, but for the many years that you've been appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck to you as well.
To you.
Anything?
Good luck, now, you gotta deal with him.
Good night.
Have a good night.
I would take a motion to adjourn. A motion by, what?
Doesn't need a second.
Oh, that's right, you're right. I say that all the time, I quit saying it anymore. We got a motion to adjourn. A second by, we're gonna get one anyways, by Legislator Timmons, all in favor? Opposed? Carried?
6:50.
We're adjourned.